Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Thursday, September 12th. Almost halfway through the month, right? Got one more day of work for most of you on Friday, right? So I thought today we talk about when is the right time to level up. And what do I mean by level up? I mean, take the next step in maybe you're looking at starting a business or a relationship, new job. When is the right time and place to do that? Stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back. My name is Eric, and yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday, available on podcast. Today is Thursday, the 12th of September, 2024. So, I've had numerous people ask me this, it's what told you when it was the right time to do something? And it turned out well. So I had to back them up a little bit. And I said, most of the things that I became what I deemed as successful, I had naysayers right and left, right? But the biggest thing is, how deep are you willing to go inside? And do you have something higher than yourself to pull you through the deep dark days? And what are the deep dark days? The deep dark days are when you come up against something and you have just poured all your blood, sweat, and tear into it, and it's still not working. If you don't have some higher power, whether it be the universe, for me it's God, aliens if you want, somebody bigger than ourselves that will pull you through, then a lot of times you give up. Because you can only pull just so much from yourself, right? Now, I've seen guys in our industry, all right? I've seen guys that worked a regular 9 to 5 job, Monday through Friday, knocked it out, and would tell me, I would love to have that job mowing yards like that lawn care guy. I mean, he is carefree, he's out in the environment, and my response is, then why don't you do it? Well, I can't because I have this job. Okay. You're telling me how great it is over here. And what I can tell you right now, folks, is a lot of times the grass is not greener on the other side. Because could be that landscaper has got, let's say, 10 employees and hardly making it through, trying to get money from customers, pulling their hair out, and wondering how they're going to pay their employees this coming week on a Friday. And he's saying, God, I would love to have that guy's job. Monday through Friday, clock in, clock out, and be done. Have the weekends to do what I want versus spending all weekend doing side jobs to try to get enough money coming in to do payroll. You got to be careful of what you want because you may get it. And sometimes things look great on the outside, right? And building a business is exactly that way. When is the right time? When you decide to start. And when's the best time to start? Today. Do I mean just go out and jump into lawn care today and see if you make it or break it, type thing? Absolutely not. Today's the day you do some research. And you're researching what is the average income for a landscaper in your area. Well, that guy's got all the nice trucks, the nice mowers, uniforms, but he's paying for it, or she is. Somebody is paying for all that crap, all right? I'm a person that you don't want to jump all in the beginning. There's a process, and the process is, one, do you enjoy it? See, because when you have passion, because I talk about passion, because passion to me is when you're doing something and you enjoy doing it and it's not considered work. And it could be for the guy that is redoing an old Corvette. And his or her passion may be that Corvette. Taking it from a rough state and redoing the interior, body fill, what have you, pulling dents or making new fenders, and then applying the paint at the end. Now, should that person go into the body or into the car restoration business? I think not, because then I think their passion would be not as passionate about it, because then they're under the gun, right? So we need to do research. Is it feasible? Is it viable? What does it cost? It's no different than when I hear people say that, they have a good relationship and yet the partner leaves. It's because good is not anymore, right? You have to be better than good. Our expectations of ourselves and the people around us, that's the other key point, is, see, I believe you have a choice between being happy or pissed and sad. One or the other. And a lot of times you get pissed and sad when things go on that are beyond your control, right? And that you try to change those things that you have no ability to change. So you get pissed off, right? Somebody's supposed to act a certain way. Your employee, you tell them how you want the job done. You point it out to them. And they still do it a different way. But for me, I know I can't control the outcome of my employee. I could tell them the task at hand and how I would like to have it done. But as long as the finished product comes out to my standards, I'm fine. Because I know I don't have the ability to control my employee. When you have employees, it's not like having slaves back in the day, right? And even slaves, you get more work out of people by having a nice workplace, all right? What do I mean by a nice workplace? I mean, if you're that landscaper, right? And you've cranked it up and you've got 8 to 10 employees. You were doing great with 5 employees and you were happy, the family was meshing, everybody was happy. And when you come into work, your employees fed off from you because you were in a good mood all the time. Because you didn't have to worry about bills because you had more than enough money to cover plus, right? And you had enough money to put away. savings. But you made the leap to go to 10 employees. And what happened when you went to 10 employees? The workload became twice as much, right? And it was hard finding outstanding employees to start with. And you might have gone through 15, 20 to get the 5 core that you have. And now you've decided that you want to take the next step. You're going to double the size of the business because you hate turning work down. Now, what ended up happening was you didn't put in the time like you did for the first 5, right? And you might have even hired somebody to manage the 10, and you took a step back. But the last 5 didn't get the one-on-one that the first 5 got. So now you're pissed and you're getting complaints from your customers that the lawn is not the way they want it. The people are not trimming around the house or around the trees and the flower. They aren't blowing the grass, collecting the grass. They're just being lazy. And why is that? Because no one has given them the tools of what the expectation is. And some will never amount to squat when it comes to, helping you build your business. What I found over the years with business anyways, is my employees come first. And that's always been my policy. I'll never ask any employee to do anything I wouldn't do myself. Never. And if it means staying late one night or doing something on the weekend, it was me. I did it. Because I wanted the best for my employees. And what I got back was they knew I wanted the best for them. And they would give me their best. Now, if I came in bitching, complaining, and throwing fits and anything else, what kind of reaction would I expect from my employees? They would come with the same negative thoughts and feelings. And of why should I help him? All he does is bitch and complain about everything. How is it our fault? You think they're going to give me that extra when I need it? No. No, they won't. So you have to be a leader too, right? Lead by example. So now that lawn care guy, he's got 10 employees. And now he's pulling his hair. And he's not just scolding the 5 that are screwing up because they haven't been taught and mentored right. He's doing it to all 10. And now you're going to see a breakdown of the first 5, right? Because now the first 5 are going to feel like, what the hell? Why are we getting our asses chewed? And why is he pulling his hair all the time? We're still doing the same job we've been doing right along. Whose fault is that? Well, I can tell you one thing right now. You take the blame game right out of it and say, okay, let's have a sit down. This is what I would do. Let's have a sit down and do the numbers. And I'm going to take the 5 that I hired last. I want to sit down with them separate first and ask them, why are we not getting all these and why are we having upset customers? And try to mentor them like I did the first 5 before I decide anything. And if 3 out of the 5 have got the I don't give a shit attitude, then it's one of those things of either you need to have the give a shit attitude or you're not on the team. You're not going to work for me. You have to look for excellence because that's what our customers expect. That's why we're the most sought after lawn care business out there, is because of the outcome. Beautiful yards, everything trimmed nice, beautiful flower beds, not shoddy work. Now, if that business owner was somebody else and they asked me what I thought they should do, I would say one of two things. One, get rid of the 5 that you just hired. Get rid of all that extra equipment you just bought. Sell it. Take it back and hope they give you close to what you got into it. And stay with the 5. And add one at a time. Add the ones that you can when you have the time to mentor them. Or team them up with one of your original 5. And if the original 5 says, look, Eric, this guy, he doesn't have that level of wanting our customers happy. And it is our customers. It's not my customers. It's ours, right? Because if they don't do their job, none of us get paid. But you need to get rid of the dead driftwood that's just taking up space. If you're trying to grow a business, good is not good enough. All right? And why is good not good enough anymore? Because there's so many competing in that industry that just being good is not going to set you apart from the rest. You have to be better than good. And your employees have to be better than good. And they have to be self-starters, self-motivators. And you have to provide a workplace where everybody, for the most part, is happy. You can't keep everybody happy all the time, right? But it needs to be uplifting. Now, you're going to have days with employees of things going on to home that are going to be out of your control. That one may not be doing too great this week. The wife left him or the boyfriend left her, what have you. And during those times, you have to understand that things are going to happen that are going to be beyond your control, right? But you know that employee is an excellent employee. And they're just going through a rough time. So why don't you and the other 4 try to kind of bring that person up? And have an open and honest dialogue of what's going on. And how can we help you? You got to have purpose. Purpose greater than yourself. All right? That's the last key. Is you have to be able to do stuff that is going to help other people. Or you're doing something to raise enough money to help other people. But it has to be something greater than yourself. The purpose in life. To raise a beautiful family and have grandkids, retirement. Give when you can. Help whoever you can. Does that mean everybody's going to make it being that lawn care guy? No. But if you take a really good look at the difference between the guy working 9 to 5 and the guy doing the lawn care, is the guy doing the lawn care is taking a chance on himself. And he's not just good, he's excellent. And he's probably been working nights and weekends, mowing yards to make extra money. But he's very particular about how he likes to see things done. So he knows the qualities that he has to have for employees. And he may partner up with one or two people to try to grow the business before the business is really established, right? And granted, you get into the cities and stuff, and there's so many rules and regulations that you have to go through. But when is the right time to do it? It's when you decide good is not good enough and that you want to have excellence. That you can dig deep down inside of you when you need to. That you have a belief system that says, there's somebody greater than you are. In my case, it's God. God gets me through the rougher times. And we all have rough times. That's part of life, right? And then you got to have purpose. If you don't have purpose, then you're just kind of flailing in the wind, right? Wrapping this up. So basically, when is a good time? When it's a good time for you. It's when you decide good is not good enough and you want to be excellent. That's going to set you apart from a lot of people in a hurry. Why do some people succeed in business where other people don't? Because they can dig deep down inside of themselves. They have passion. And with excellence and passion, that's going to make you stand out. All right? And passion is when you're doing stuff that you enjoy doing. We all know that if you enjoy doing something, it's not work. And we've talked about this early on, about taking your hobby and making it your profession. That doesn't always work either. The guy or the gal working on that Corvette may have passion on bringing it back to its original condition. But to get into that trade would ruin their passion. Right? They would be under the gun to get stuff out quicker, and it would ruin what they're doing right now. And then lastly, purpose. You got to have purpose, something greater than yourselves, And it's helping others, wanting others to succeed. If you're a business owner, you want your employees to just have everything go their way, not all the time, but you want the best for them. And you've already learned that if you provide a good working environment for you and your employees, and you have passion, drive, and purpose, they will feed off from that. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you come in and you're outgoing, it doesn't mean you're going to be the happy-go-lucky all the time. Because they understand that. They have no expectation that you're going to be, great all the time. But when you come in with that attitude of, being excellent, passion, and a purpose, they too will want the same. They will strive for the same. Good employees will strive for the same. And I've worked for companies that said, well, like these people, they're worthless. They have no work ethic, blah, blah, blah. They've been with a couple different bosses. They can't get them to do anything. And then they team up with me. And they became the best employees ever. The most hardest working. Because why? Nobody valued them. Nobody took the time to show them. A lot of bosses would give you a job, tell you how to do the job. And then if you didn't do it their way, then it was deemed a failure instead of success, even though the outcome may have come out better than what the boss had hoped. Where for me, I would tell the employee what my expectations were for the outcome, and as long as it's done safely, I'm okay with it. And those 4 employees went from ready to get shit canned to some of the top employees for that company. It's because they were undervalued. They did not feel appreciated. And you have to approach it. Not all employees are the same. You got to find something to get them with where they have passion and want to be excellent and have a purpose bigger than themselves as part of the team. What are your thoughts on that? On that note, you guys have a great Thursday, and we'll catch you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Again, thanks so much for watching. Put in the comments what you think. And is it your time to start today? That's up to you.